Have you ever worried that you're not getting paid enough for the services that you offer in your business? I did. So 12 months ago, I quit consulting for small businesses and I got rid of that core service in my business, which I've been doing since 2018. Now, I've niched down on this channel and software development because I believe leverage is required in order to grow your business. And also, consulting is a poor business model, in my opinion, which I can do through YouTube videos to my desired audience free for them. So, what has happened since I quit consulting? And do I regret making that decision? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you the difference it made in my output and the new improved leverage model, which should make my business 18x more profit this year. So from 2018 to 2023, I offered consulting in my business. It was one of those services I gave to small businesses primarily, but they usually needed help with building systems in their businesses, creative strategy to solve bottlenecks in their business, and things of that nature. Now, the challenge I eventually realized years later, this is many years later, I was underpaying myself massively and probably losing money. Now, the reason being is a lot of the time, these consulting gigs were taking up so much time that if you took the chargeable amount and divided that by a daily rate from the time the job started to when the job finished, I was making minuscule amounts, despite charging what I thought then was a reasonable amount for the work. And I eventually began to see my errors. Okay. So these businesses usually needed a lot of hand holding, respectfully, as the owners didn't have the knowledge to sometimes, implement the things that I was helping them with. Meaning, I couldn't just give them the strategy. I then had to do the whole done for you on top of the consulting. So, really, they were getting two for one, which wasn't good for me. It was great for the client, but not good for me. Now, I would get frustrated because I'd have to wait long times to get information back, logins for their digital accounts, or just time to discuss things required for the work I was doing, but held up by their own work agenda and schedules. So it really became a nightmare when I think about it. Then, on top of that, sometimes I'd be charging deposits or part payments, so not even getting cash collected. So not only was I losing time, I was literally losing money because by the time the job was eventually done, maybe, 6 to 8 weeks later, the money received didn't even feel worth it. And the reason being is because the time spent acquiring it was unbalanced. Now, if the maths on the work or services provided is wrong, then you are doing something incorrect. And I know personally how much that sucks. So the question that keep floating around in my mind were, but how can I let my clients down? They need my services. And other questions such as, what will they do if I stop serving them? And they don't have the education to implement what I'm teaching them. So all these things were getting to me, right? But then I thought to myself, well, if you're not adequately paid, then you aren't going to be of the best service to your clients anyway. If you're operating on deficits all the time, are you? It was then I decided I'm done with the business model of consulting after 5 years. And I said to myself, there has to be a better way than this to serve my clients and also be paid adequately for my work. So I took a bold decision and chopped all of those services off my list. I stopped offering those services to my existing clients and I took on one new big retainer client in London and none after that. And I just began to build out my ideas in code. Now, this was a huge turning point in my business because I had previously been chasing, whereas now my software strategy would turn the tables around to an attraction business model. And this works better because whatever I would build would still serve my clients and the new ones that I would get, but it would be done in a more efficient way as they would be able to benefit from the software that I make to enhance their business. After writing 4 books, building an education curriculum, and dabbling with some of the off the shelf apps before, I knew I was always on the right track, and it took time for me to pretty much figure out the best solution. Having started this business literally 8 weeks before COVID plagued the world, The first 3 years have been extremely, extremely hard. And I've had to go through some excruciating pain at times, in all honesty. However, now, since taking the past 14 months to figure out a new strategy, I'm more dialed in than ever before. There were times I thought I would have to stop everything, but I just kept pursuing in the hope that I would get to a point where things just started to just flow. Now, this was all because service was at the center of the business, right? I just had the wrong model and absolutely zero leverage. So at the beginning of 2024, I commenced the biggest work dedication I think of my career, to be honest. I shut the doors, I closed the windows, I turned on my Mac, and I just started writing code. Now, I decided I would just build out all of my ideas that were designed to serve clients, but on a coding level, which would be my huge leverage. The reason being is because I could build once and sell many times over and over and over again. I would then stop doing these done for you services and just focus on offering my knowledge and expertise here on this channel. Now, that way, potential clients would get my best consultative services, etc. Services for free on top of that on the best platform for educating an audience, which is, of course, YouTube. Then, once I tell, share, and show through my videos, potential clients who want to solve their problem with the software that I have available can buy any one of my apps at their leisure at any time. I don't have to take payments from them, I don't have to send them invoices, nothing. I just have to keep serving them with videos on my channel with new discoveries and updates and actual updates within the apps that I develop. And whenever they come, they'll be able to get them. But they will be satisfied because they have the software that solves the problem in their business or creator journey. This is what you call a win win. This is when I realized, okay, bro, double click on this and get busy. And that's exactly what I did. Started off with one iPhone app, then another, then another, then another. Then I was like, I've got these Notion templates, which clients don't even use properly. So let's build this into an app. Then I just continued to lock in and build and create to my heart's desire. Before I knew it, I had multiple apps solving multiple problems across multiple iOS platforms. Now, I just kept going. And looking back, I figured that each app might solve multiple problems in one place, which is then extreme amount of value for my customers and users. Now, the huge breakthrough moment for me was when I started building things to solve my own business problems, which I needed and couldn't find in the marketplace. So I decided to create them. That's pretty much how I began this whole journey. I made them to the specification I wanted and to my standards, which I also knew would benefit others like myself and you who's watching this video massively. So by the end of 2024, I had 10 apps in the App Store. By the end of January 2025, I had 12 apps. Now I have leverage. I've advanced my coding skills and now get clients asking me to build their own custom apps for their business, which is a lot more profitable and easily 7x my average client spend as the service is more valuable and it demands a higher order value due to the speciality of the service. So, my apps live in the App Store, and I have one of the top three companies on the planet as my distribution partner, which is, of course, Apple. So, leverage is something that can truly propel your business once you figure out the right strategy. But once you do so, you're off to the races. And sometimes you have to pause, look at your business model, and just ask yourself, does this actually make sense? Is this making money? Can I improve things? Unfortunately, now the tools that I have built, they tell me what my business is doing automatically. So no longer do I need to guess and try and figure it out because I've got systems in place that help me with that. Apps like Brilliant Business, Brilliant Finance, Brilliant Closer, and way more. Now, this is what you would call leverage because I built all of these apps with love and dedication so that solo creators, and entrepreneurs, small teams can obtain leverage in their output and have more fulfilling and rewarding journeys to greatness. So use them, tell me how they help you. If you want to learn how to get back 700 hours of admin, then watch this next video where I break that down. Thanks for watching.